What's up, guys? I'm Spacious, and today I want to show you my old Hillsbrad Foothills solo mage boost that I figured out last night. I've never seen this done before, so I just kind of wanted to make a little video on it and a little bit of a guide on how to do it. So before you do it, you need to know a few things about the dungeon. So here's the area that we're going to be using. It's going to be Durnhold Keep. There are 3 patrols that you can see here in blue, and these are randomized patrols. So these can either be a sentry or they can be a rifleman. If it's a rifleman in this dungeon, we will never pull it. Riflemen have an extremely strong ranged attack, and if you pull one, you will die. So you want to avoid those at all costs. However, if the patrol becomes a sentry on your lockout, then you can easily pull it and add it to the list of mobs that you get to kill that run, and that path becomes open to you while you're doing your pull. The yellow dots there are going to be the pit mobs, and we're just going to go ahead and pull those every single time, no matter what. So we're going to go ahead and start by going back here to the backside of Durnhold Keep, and then we're going to use a little wall jumping technique to get into the back and identify which patrols we have in the dungeon. Alright, so once you get back here, you'll notice this small slope here. You can actually climb this up with just 2 easy wall jumps. You just have to jump to the flat portion of the mountain here, and then zoom in your camera so the tree's not in the way. Aim at the corner where you can kind of see the land clip into the grass, and then you just jump twice forward and then you're up. So it does take a little bit of practice. If you haven't been wall jumping for very long, then you might need to practice that, but it's pretty easy to me, and I get it pretty much on the first time almost every single time. So now that you're in here, you want to kind of just come in and identify the patrols that you have in the map. There's always going to be one that comes out through the middle, and that will most likely be a rifleman, which you see that I just marked as a skull. And now I'm looking for the patrol down in the middle, and there's typically 1 sentry, which I just marked as a square. And we're going to see what the rifleman does. Okay, he's padding up. So now we're going to come on this rock, and we're going to try and get the back patrol to load up. And you'll see there he is, and boom, we got another sentry, so that path is now open up to us as well. And then the last patrol we have to identify is just the one on the left side of the entrance, which we will do now by running over there. The patrols, they sometimes they won't load until you get close, so that's why you saw me jump on that first rock there in order to see the sentry. And here it'll be the same kind of thing. I'll go up on this little ledge, and you can see there's the sentry there, and I throw a mark on him. So we've got 2 sentries on the outsides, and we've got a rifleman in the middle. So we want to just make sure to stay away from the rifleman in the middle, pull the sentry down below in the pit, and then we're going to go around the outside and pull all the other sentries, as you can see here. So I was going to start the pull now with a frostbolt or a rank 1 blizzard. And then we're going to go around the outside, and you'll see here all these neutral mobs. These are the pit mobs I was talking about. You want to pull these every single time. They don't have any sort of abilities. They're just regular melee mobs, but they do offer a good amount of experience. So you're going to go ahead and pull those, and just keep everything kind of slowed with a rank 1 blizzard as much as you can. The camera angles get a little bit annoying in the pit because of all these like weird overhangs and trees and such. But just zoom your camera in a little bit and it'll be fine. So I go for a Nova here because they were getting kind of close. There's no particular way I do this. I do it pretty much differently every single time. You just want to make sure to keep them far away and slow it if possible. And of course, don't die. So we're just trying to get them a little bit stacked up. Refresh your shields, get a good amount of distance, and we're going to come up on the next area here. So if you remember from the map, there are 2 different sentry packs here at the front underneath the watchtowers. These have always been sentries. I've never seen them be anything else. So that's pretty reliable that you can at least get 4 sentries and then the one in the front at every single lockout. So we're going to continue our pull here, just go around. We did a cold snap Nova just to kind of give ourselves some breathing room. And we're going to continue and get the mobs stacked up and continue with the pull around the edge. We've got them all slowed down. I'm going to go ahead and cone of cold these. I should have used a rank 1, but I didn't have it on my bars at the time. So it's all good. Now we're going to go ahead and pull these back 2 sentries, as well as try and group these up so that when they all get together, we can Nova and hopefully just run directly out the front door. All right, so here's our Nova, and we're blinking, and we're getting away, and we're gonna just make a break for it. So that's all the mobs that we needed to pull. So I believe this pull was around 20 mobs, but it's still gonna be a significant amount of experience because they're all elites and they're all gonna be your level. So in this pull, I'm level 67, but I started doing this at level 66, and it's all the same exact thing. Nothing changes. It's just you have to maybe worry about your aggro radiuses a little bit being a little bit larger. Besides that, everything is still the same. Your pull might look different every single time you come in here, simply because the patrols will be different. And that's okay. It's okay to be, going different ways, experimenting. As long as you get all the sentries possible without pulling any riflemen, that's what we're really going for. And as you can see here, we just ran right out the front door, and now we're just going to kill them on flat ground. It's rather easy. They're all melee mobs. They don't have any abilities. You just need to keep them slowed and kill them as fast as possible. We're currently at the 6-minute mark. I do believe that the kill takes about 12 minutes. I've done it in less. I've done it in more. It really just depends on your run. But the lockout, I mean, you can do 4 of these in an hour. 5 if you get 12-minute runs. And that's pretty much gonna be it, guys. I mean, this is pretty simple stuff right here. I mean, it's only 20 mobs, so your Blizzard still does pretty significant damage. And you can get really good flame strikes off as well. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and speed up this kill phase, and that's gonna be it. Okay, so I just really quickly want to explain some other things that might happen depending on when these patrols change. So I'm going to go ahead and run you through some scenarios of what your pull might look like if you were to get some riflemen on the outside, because my pull was kind of perfect and I had 2 sentries. So I realized that's not going to happen every single time. So I'm just going to show you green is going to be rifleman and red is going to be sentry still. Let's say that I got 1 rifleman here, 1 sentry here. Now what would the pull look like? So we're going to run in through the back like we did before, and we're going to identify that this is indeed a sentry, this is indeed a rifleman, and now we're sitting here and we're wondering, well, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to do it similar to last time. We're going to pull the sentry in the middle, and then we're going to run along pulling all the pit mobs, and then we can just come this way and aggro these mobs and come out the front and kill them. Essentially, you would basically be skipping these entirely because there's no longer a safe path to get to them. There is a little bit of a trick here. You can actually come up on these mountains and slow fall onto the wall and blizzard them from there, but that's kind of a lot of work, and you have to kite the mobs all the way around, and then it doesn't seem worth it to me. So I would honestly just skip these if you get a rifleman pack here, because if you try to run along the wall here, you're going to aggro the 2 mobs that are sitting here, and one of those is definitely going to be a rifleman. So that looked like a mess, but hopefully you understood it. So now we're going to do the opposite. Let's go ahead and say that we got a rifleman pack here and a sentry pack here. Now what would that look like? So now we can basically just avoid this part entirely. So you're probably going to want to pull this first, this sentry pack in the middle here, kite them all the way back to the corner here, and then start pulling these from this direction and run around this way. So that way you have him in the back, and then you don't have to kite this and this and this and this all the way over here and then Nova and then run back. You can just kite him to the back and then start pulling these. That'll be easier. And then you're going to want to do what we did before, and you're going to jump over this wall and then run along the wall and then pull these with a blizzard, and then come out here, aggro this stuff, and come out and kill it just like before. So this one's pretty simple. You just miss out on 1 mob, so this is ideal. Besides, of course, having 2 sentries, which is perfectly ideal. And the last scenario that you might run into is you could potentially have 2 riflemen, which would really suck, but it does happen. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what a pull like that would look like. So 2 riflemen here. You can no longer use the outskirts as safe pathing. So what do you have to do? So basically what I would do, I would pull this guy here. Sorry, I'm going to use this color. I would pull this guy here, run to the back, start pulling these pit mobs one by one, and then you can actually, instead of running this direction or instead of running this direction, you can actually go back out the way you came and onto this wall, which is actually pretty useful. So you can come out onto this wall. I wouldn't suggest coming onto this wall too far, because if you get out here and then you jump off, the mobs are going to reset. There's a certain distance that they will travel where they will not reset. So instead of going on the wall, I would probably recommend just coming outside and just letting the mobs chase you, and then you come all the way around, and then you want to pull these and come back out and kill them. So you're going to have to skip this one, and this one. So you're going to miss out on, it looks like 4 mobs plus a couple wolves. That does suck, but it does happen sometimes. Hopefully you don't get that unlucky, and hopefully this run is efficient to you. And I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I hope you do too. So let me know if it helped you. Let me know what you think about it. Like the video, subscribe to the video. Sorry about the crappy paint thingy, and yeah. Thanks, guys. Peace.